All right, hello, coffee makers, not coffee takers. I am. All right, hello, coffee makers, not coffee takers. Alfredo B. Nash is the master of cyber farms, and I, the people's chief, Dr. Joseph J. Burmiller Jr., and we are your hosts for the Cyber Coffee Hour. Now, the Cyber Coffee Hour is a product from Mount Vernon, New York, and we are excited to share our experiences and stories with those of our incredible guests. Our mission is to impart knowledge, enhance understanding, and cultivate a sense of community in the expansive world of cyberspace. Now, for today's show, we'll have a coffee chat with cybersecurity specialist Celeana Whisby. Now, Celeana Whisby is a passionate and dedicated professional known for her exceptional organizational skills and collaborative spirit. A recent graduate of the S&P program with Women in Technology, or WIT, at Emory University. She holds a certification in cybersecurity. Seleana thrives in team-oriented environments and is driven by a strong desire for career success, always striving to exceed expectations and deliver outstanding results. Her keen attention to detail and problem-solving abilities enable her to manage tasks effectively with minimal supervision. Seleana approaches challenges with a critical thinking mindset, constantly seeking innovative solutions that contribute to workplace success. Adaptability and flexibility are integral to her professional identity, allowing her to navigate changing circumstances seamlessly. With a commitment to excellence, Seleana takes pride in supporting coworkers and customers, fostering an environment of shared success. Her unique combination of dedication, organization, teamwork, and problem solving makes her a valuable asset in any professional setting. Celeana Whisby, welcome to the Cyber Coffee Hour.
Hi, Dr. Joseph. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning. So, I know we had some issues that we worked through, but we made it work. But just want to know just how things been going for you, and especially as we're getting ready for the upcoming holiday.
Everything has been going great. Of course, just being attached to being a mom. I recently just got done with my girls. I coach on the side, so we just got done with our season. I was awarded the best coach of the year. I love my babies. Kind
Okay.
of just getting over that hump and coming back into just getting in the cyber world and becoming back to being one mom because I was like a mom of 20 and now I'm going back to being a mom of two. So yeah.
So that's interesting. If you want to share with our listeners, what sport do you coach?
I did cheerleading this
Okay.
year. It was second through fourth, something new for me. I cheered in high school, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. They were looking for a coach, and I just didn't know I was going to affect families like that, affect the girls. It was more like a counselor, a teacher, a mom.
Yeah.
I just didn't know I was going to fall in love with these babies like that. So it was a great experience for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, and how long you been doing that now?
This is my first year.
Oh,
So
it's your
first
first year.
year, yeah, first
Okay.
year, best coach first year. So
First
definitely
year.
gonna do it
Yeah,
next
no,
year.
yeah, Coach of the Year awards already. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, for me, I just really been studying just myself, just getting myself ready for the CISSP exam. I'm trying to take it in January, by the end of January. That's like a beast of an exam. So I've
Yeah.
been just doing a lot of reading, taking endless practice exams, and just talking with others who've taken it, those who passed it already, just getting advice and things of that nature. Trying not to psych myself out too much because I like I said, I know it's a difficult exam. So, but just really just trusting in my preparation and just keep myself ready for it. So that's kind of where I'm
Right.
at.
Well, I'm following right behind you. I'm getting my comp tier, so we about there, but
Yeah,
I'm getting up there. So same here, just studying
yeah,
and getting prepared. That's my New Year's resolution. So
awesome.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. So, well, first, and again, thank you for coming on the show. It's a pleasure to have you on. And
No, I'm so thankful for y'all to have me. So this is awesome.
so we'll go ahead and get started here. So, Seleana, so what inspired you to pursue a career in your field, and what key moments shaped your professional journey?
What is so funny? Every time I tell my story to people, they're like, wow. I decided to get into technology. I started off in customer service, kept having issues with my computer. Of course, everybody got sent home due to COVID a couple of
Mm.
years back. And when I was in the office, I had the text there, hey, come fix this, but I had to get adjusted going home. And I kept having issues. I'm the type of person, I just want to go to work and do my work. Like, I don't want to have to deal with other things. So me constantly have to troubleshoot and call into the technology, center where I was working at the time, which was American Home Shield. I just asked the tech like, hey, how do I do this, this and that? And it was so interesting, like different things that could hinder me from getting on the network, just different things that he was teaching me. I was like, oh, I didn't know all of this. You know what I'm saying? Went into my job. The way the administrators forgot to assign me certain roles and certain access, when I got sent home, I was like, wow, this is why I can't do this. Really understanding that. And later on, I got an email from one of my friends, and this was like around the same time. He was like, hey, they're doing this with women in technology. I think, you have the great personality and skill set to do this. So I was like, okay, I do want to get into tech. I had 3 days
Wow.
to submit my application. So if you're watching, I did my application in 3 days. I had to get recommendations. It's a very long, process to kind of be a part of the program. So I just pushed myself. I knew I wanted to do more in life, and tech just was so interesting to me, and just learning everything about computers. So I really pushed myself, interviewed for WIC my first year, and got in. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's really awesome. And you know, as you were going, yeah, as you know going through that, I'm assuming that that gave you some sort of, I'll say, even motivation in that sense, or give you that, yeah, maybe that curiosity. You know, am I accurate in saying that that made you
Right.
want to go, you know, learn more down that path?
hmm Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Very curious. Like I said, once I really start to understand things, it was like a rabbit hole. I was like, okay,
Right.
this is why this, this is why this is this. This is why this is this. This is why we do this. And really to understand the why in cybersecurity is to protect the company, protect important information. So it was dope. Like just learning, like I can't just do this because I want to. I have to have access to this, to do this. So it was amazing.
So, can you share a significant challenge you faced in your career and like how you overcame it?
A significant challenge is also like right now, I feel like in the tech room, it's not that many opportunities. Just kind of, branding myself, getting out there and landing that perfect job. I currently hold a role in Home Depot in their technology support team, trying to earn my apron and get a scholarship or some type of apprenticeship this summer in their cybersecurity department. But it's just kind of hard when you don't have other certifications that they're looking for, but then you don't have that opportunity presented to you to get that, So that's like the challenges, but where the way I overcome it, nothing's impossible, especially with God. I just push myself even more. I brand myself. If I see somebody, from their recruitment team, I'm under their post, I'm adding everybody, I'm advocating, and I push myself very hard for them every day on the phone. Even if it's something small that I'm doing, I make it very big because I know I'm going to move up. I'm pursuing to get my comps here on my own. I'm pursuing to get things on my own because nobody's going to do it. But you really have to push yourself in this industry to further yourself, basically.
And what lessons you would say you learned from that experience? Like what it was like a takeaway?
Never give up. Work hard. You are your brand.
Mm,
I would say I'm the queen of my kingdom. My kids depend on me. I'm a role model to my daughter, to my son. So I have to keep pushing. It's no option to give up. And everybody kind of comes in the tech like, oh, this is gonna be easy. I'm just gonna jump in. But y'all have to understand, you really have to work hard to get in these positions. They look good on paper and they look great, but it's something that you really have to work to. So if you see that person on LinkedIn or somebody, there in that position, it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I definitely can say that. It does. Yeah, you have to work hard. Yeah.
absolutely. No, and I think that's a great message because it does take a lot of perseverance, especially, you know, something that you truly believe in. Yeah, and it's not always going to be easy. A lot of times, that actually, it's not. I mean, it is going to be difficult, and you do, as you mentioned, even, you know, creating your own brand and, you know, really putting yourself out there. You can't be, you know, hesitant or shy. You know, even if you are
hmm
maybe introverted like myself. I'm very introverted, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, but if you really want to expand your network and really get in those rooms that you may not initially be afforded to, you do have to, reach out and talk to folks, especially when I always give the advice to my mentees as the career fields that they're pursuing. For one, once you understand and know like what it is that you want to pursue, then okay, then now look for those that are in those positions now and reach out to them, because those are the perfect
Absolutely.
individuals to give you that advice, to get to
Absolutely.
where they are. And also too, you could probably learn maybe that's not the route you want to take, because you may learn from them and be like, oh man, don't do this. This
Yeah.
is take it. So you could save yourself some heartache too that way as well. So
Right, right.
um no,
And
that's
I also want to say, don't be scared of rejection. I
yeah.
can say I have interviewed with some of the top companies, offered apprenticeships, and I didn't get it, but that didn't make me stop wanting to pursue my career in technology. I interviewed with Cox. I interviewed with, and I just feel like God puts you in places when He's ready. I
Mm,
don't think I wasn't ready to hold those positions at that time. So rejection is redirection. And I always want to tell people that. I know us single moms, we want to go ahead and get into our career because we're like, we got this bill, we got that, we got this. But you have to be ready. You have to be able to go into these companies and really represent yourself, because the quicker they give it to you, the quicker they can take it away. So sometimes God's just not prepared for you because you might have this going on in life or this going on in life. And as bad as you want it right then and there, it's just not your time. And I had to understand that as well. So, yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, Celeana, what emerging trends or changes in your industry do you find most exciting, and how do you think they will impact the future?
I would say now, like Chat GPT, that's like your go-to right now. My go-to, I don't know if I'm still like trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. That's something that I do, but that also can cause issues as well. Try not to put personal information in certain things where you're asking for help or company information, because that can jeopardize the company's well-being. Ransomware is something that's popular right now. Supply chain and attacks are something that I use or am researching right now. Different things. Lot vulnerabilities. I'm sorry. I
You
hope I
good?
said that right. Deep fake technology, just
Yeah.
different things. A lot of things are changing every day. So it's like you'll research one thing and then it'll be something else that pops up. So yeah.
Yeah. So, no, and to kind of follow up with that, as you mentioned, like AI, artificial intelligence, you have ransomware, especially if you look at especially in the medical field. I think that's unfortunately been a target, for instances of ransomware where they're holding hostage a data, in this case for like a hospital, and in order to get that for the hospital to get that data back, they have to pay whatever amount that those cyber attackers are set. So that's something that I have to be cognizant of. And also, as you mentioned, when it comes to like deep fake, we saw a lot of that, especially coming, especially with this recent election. We have nation state actors that are, they'll put out, deep fake images, videos, portraying,
Mm-hmm. Click
political figures.
here, clickbait. Yeah.
That put out videos that are portraying like, political figures and trying to convey one message when it's not them. So it's a lot of things we have to definitely pay attention to, especially of course with like social media. Like I said, a lot of videos that are being put out for is really trying to sway people's minds and you know their opinions on a particular subject. So yeah, there's a lot of that that's going on and continues to be, an issue. So it's definitely, as the time goes on, we're learning more about it. I think we are getting a little better as far as trying to point out I guess those subtle tells when, a video. I mean, it is getting better, because I know initially, especially when we talk about like deepfake videos or images, it was quite obvious. You could tell it was a fake video, but now as technology has gotten a little bit more sophisticated, it's getting much harder to do so. So it's definitely something to really that we have to keep ourselves, as cyber defenders, straight trained, and to be cognizant as to what are those subtle differences, or those subtle tells that
Yeah.
lets you know that an image or video is not authentic.
Right. And I think everything has become digital. So we have to, it's convenient, but also it can cause more issues. It's very convenient to be able to do everything on the computer, but then you're taking more risks doing everything on the computer because it's like what's real, what's fake. Click on this email, do this, do that. So I definitely agree with that. Also, a lot of phishing emails that I receive this election. My grandma has to call me every time. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Is this real or this is this fake? Or she always asks me for insights on things like that, and she will click it before she calls me.
No, that's actually a great point because when we talk about that, I think there has to be, really an emphasis on, cybersecurity awareness, really updating when it comes to like training. So I guess within the, our corporate, environment, but also even for our families and friends, maybe just having sometimes if you have even if you have like maybe like a PowerPoint saved somewhere that you could share, that kind of covers those things, or even just having that discussion because it is important because you don't want. I think that probably the worst thing to have is where it really hits home where like a family friend, a family member or a friend, they come susceptible to an attack because they, as you mentioned, like they clicked a link they thought was real, and whether or not it may affect their bank account, or whatever the case may be. So having that really comes down to having that cyber education, that cyber awareness, just sharing those things to keep everyone aware. It's either say, look out for these things, don't click this email, or whatever the case is, and that just as a way for us to try to keep ourselves kind of prepared because they, like I said, these attackers they're getting better and better um, as they're becoming more sophisticated with their attacks and strategies. All right. So, Selena, so how do you maintain a healthy work life balance, especially in a demanding field?
I keep my kids involved in a lot of activities. I try to see what they want to do future wise. Currently, my son, he wants to create video games. So I kind of connect what I'm doing with him and put it together. See, I'm being a mom.
There you go.
So it's a 24-hour job and it's a balance. I try to keep them like just maintaining activities. Like I said, currently my son, he wants to create video games. We're like doing it slowly but surely with him, teaching him coding, how those things work.
Nice.
I can get an arm to move, by just putting in a simple code.
Yeah.
So it's like I can kind of work and, help him on the computer. My daughter wants to do gymnastics. I kind of just tired them out and then
Yeah.
I work. So I think that's the best thing. Of course, kids are unpredictable. Like now, you don't know when their emotions is going to change. So I just pray a lot and I try to stay as calm as possible as a mom because things are going to happen. And I think that's what makes us stronger in a work environment because we can multitask so much. If something happens where it is high in stress, we're used to dealing with that on a day to day basis. So it's like, it's a brush off to us. Like we're superwomen. So I feel like I'm that in my household. So yeah, I just keep my kids super busy. I try to see what they want to do and I balance everything out. Scheduling is important. Organization is important. Making sure clothes are where they're supposed to be, shoes. It comes down to a daily routine and it might get boring, but you're going to progress more in life going on that routine. I go to the gym. I make sure I put me time in as well.
Do you have any strategies or practices that help you recharge?
I would say the gym, and I'm not trying to be the holy person, but church a lot. I have a lot of Bible study groups. I'm in women empowerment groups where I can go talk to other moms or other single moms that are going through the same things that I'm going through. I keep in touch with my wit sisters a lot. We still kind of converse. We have meetings like every Monday where we can kind of help each other or balance each other out in a setting. Everybody's kind of like in the same field. So we know exactly how each other kind of feels in those situations. So it's very good to have a community around you or friends that are kind of doing the same things that you are doing.
I wholeheartedly agree. You can't underestimate the power of community for any setting. I've learned that myself when I started at the study hall, when I was pursuing my first certification, the PMP, and trying to do it on my own, just being honest with myself, I knew I wasn't being consistent. So once I created that group and, having others who were, same mindset that want to pursue it as well, yeah, you're able to, you create that small community which organically grew, and you're able to rely and help each other out. So it's definitely something that's very helpful. No matter what it is you're trying to do, having a community that supports you, understands you, some people that you can resonate with, definitely makes a difference. So I think that's great. And lastly, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out in the industry?
I would definitely say make sure you get your sleep. No, like I said, just balance everything, organization, preparation, stay focused. Like I said, be prepared for rejection. Have a strong backbone because it's not always going to be a no or a yes. You have to kick down doors. You have to create some of your own opportunities. Always be ready too. I have had several situations where I might get a call the day before and they're like, can you go do XYZ or come to this, I would say like a meeting or something where I can kind of brand myself or meet other people in the cyber room. And I'm like, hey, I got but you always have to put that in perspective. Like you always have to be on go in this industry. You have to be hungry. You have to really, really, really want it because you never know. So I definitely would say just be hungry, push yourself, organization, preparation, always be on go, always keep a positive attitude. And that's what has gotten me this far.
Are there, in your opinion, are there any common pitfalls people should be aware of?
Preparation is one of my common pitfalls. Just being prepared. If you're not, you like they say, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I have to start living by that because if you don't, it's always going to be something because especially with Witten, I love them so much. We have people that advocate for jobs with us and it could be an email that they send to us that same day and they're like, Toggler, your resume, do this, do that, be ready for this interview. The interview could be the next day, and you cannot make that excuse of I wasn't ready. You just have to be ready. So I have definitely had to. Don't be nervous. Don't ever be nervous. Don't doubt yourself ever. Always believe in yourself. I tell my girls that too on the cheerleading team. Like always believe in yourself. So yeah.
No, I think that's great advice. It was as I something that I've learned from my leaders throughout my career, and then now me for myself being in a position where I have my own team now. I'm kind of taking those things that I've learned and share with my own team as we're talking about, as you just mentioned, staying ready, always being prepared. When we look at for like promotion, when it comes to like promotion time, I always say, hey, just keep like a running log of like everything you've done, because it helps me out as a supervisor. Because when it comes down at the end of the year, I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember every single thing that everybody did. So help me out by keeping those things, jotted down, because also too, those things do matter. Because when it comes to the end of the year, you don't, especially if you did something really significant, you don't want to forget that. You want to make sure
Right.
you're annotating that. Because at the end of the year, you have like a big log there, go ready to go, and be able to, and that helps you out, and
Hmm.
also too, always keep your resume updated. I always tell folks, your resume should be a living document as you're doing new things, always changing it. Don't wait till you're ready to apply for a job to update it. You should be updating it as you're getting that new certification, or after you just do a class or anything significant, or a particular job or task that you've done. Don't wait till when you want to put in for a job, and then you're trying to remember what it was that you did. As soon as it happens, jot it down.
Write it down.
uh,
Yes.
Especially for
Yeah.
me, getting older, I definitely write down a lot more stuff, so make sure I
Right.
don't
Right.
forget. But no, yeah, I think that's great. Just yeah, I think it
And
all comes
don't
down to
be afraid
preparation.
to brag on yourself. I think
Mm,
that's another thing. Like, we be like, I don't want to be the person I did this and I did that, but you're advocating for yourself. Like, you have to brag on yourself because you have to set yourself apart. It's 10 other people that are trying to come into this company and they want to know why pick you.
right.
So it's like you cannot be afraid to make yourself sound good. I know that sounds bad, but brag on yourself. Make yourself
I,
sound like the best candidate ever.
Right. Yeah. Don't hold back. You just leave it all out on the table, and you just want to make sure you're giving yourself the best effort, the best chance to be successful. So no, I definitely agree with that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So We have Celeana Whisby here on the Cyber Coffee Hour, part of the Alive Podcast Network. As we get ready to transition here, as we learn a little bit more about Seleana, more a little bit lighthearted topics before we close things up. So, Seleana, first thing I want to ask: what are the most significant emerging threats in cybersecurity today, and how should organizations prepare for them?
I would say like phishing emails, things that are not supposed to be sent. Just clicking on one of those emails can mess everything up. It can have something down the whole day. I would be careful because I did not think it was that real until I actually started to like really pay attention to how many phishing emails I get a day. And sometimes I have where our cyber team, which is pretty cool, they'll plan them on us, like, and see if you're going to click it or not. That clickbait can really, really tear you up because somebody can get into your computer and get confidential things that they shouldn't have. And it can get access to customers information and et cetera. It's a rabbit hole that you can go down. I feel like those are like some of the biggest threats and some things that people just need to be very aware of and very, very afraid of. Cause you have people that work in the technology department. Like I said, I started in customer service where customer service people, they might not be as educated on these phishing emails. And you might think that's a small thing, but me coming from customer service, and being someone that possibly maybe did it one time, embarrassing, but maybe did it one time because I did not have that education. So I feel like it's very important to educate employees on it. I know training can be boring and it could be, tedious, but it's just very important to push those trainings because maybe I was that employee that did that before, but yeah. Those are some big things, some big key things, that I feel like, once I kind of learned how to hack into a computer, how easy that could be to really, give out data, important things. And that's going to make people not want to believe in your company or trust your company with their important data. If that happens, it's just a rabbit hole with everything. But I feel like that's like one of the biggest things because I did it before. So
Yeah.
it was me, y'all. It was me. So I I feel
No,
like that's a big thing is education too. Keeping people educated, up to date, on things and different trends, what not to do. And also watch what people are having access to on company computers. That is so important. Putting certain disks or drive things in the USB ports. That's something that we go through at Home Depot that can gain access to bad things. So just really training is important to me. It's very
absolutely.
important. Yeah, the awareness.
All right. So, for you, what was the first piece of technology that sparked your interest in cybersecurity?
The first piece of technology that I would say sparked my interest would be the computer. Just the breakdowns of what runs in the computer. It was like blur moments for me. Like that's why my computer didn't work, or this is why this didn't communicate. The way that you can type in numbers and letters to just get the communication going in the computer, the command prompt, just different
Yeah.
things, the way the computer works. It was just like, it's like a working train. The breakdowns, the different pieces that go into a computer. And if something is missing, the way that it'll affect one thing on the computer always just caught my eye. I guess I just kind of like building things. I don't know. But it was like building blocks. Like, okay, you need this. This is layers. This is this. And then once you get to this, you can then go on the computer, put this in and different codes and it can get it to run, or you can do different updates with different codes, or you can do this. So I just thought that was so like interesting on how the computer actually works itself. Also like network things, computer rooms, those different things kind of sparked my interest too, on how it's so many things that goes into like just having one thing up. It could be something small, just one small thing that can trigger everything. So I run across a lot of that at Home Depot. Somebody, we call him Fred. It's a joke. It's an ongoing joke that we have there. But he will unplug one thing in their computer room or go touch something in the computer room and it'll shut down their network for the day, and they're calling us panicking. They don't have something, and it's something so small. Like it's amazing what computers can and cannot do. So yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I think that's awesome because yeah, for me, how I got started was through my uncle. Back in the day, he was working in IT, and I had the opportunity to watch him. He had like a ton of like PC components all over the place, and
Mm,
I asked him a ton of questions. So it really just sparked my curiosity, and then I would take that information back home and I just start tinkering with stuff. Start breaking down PCs, like old PCs we had in the house, the old laptops, and always curious about the order of operations, how everything kind of interwork with each other, and I like how each component had a specific job that worked together. Because without, if you take one out, then it affects the whole. So I was always very curious about that. And but yeah, but also yeah, that's I don't know, for some folks it could be a show or I don't know, certain different things. It could be anything, but I think the main thing to me, I believe, is always it's just having that curiosity, and then you're building upon that as you go on. So I think that's
right,
cool.
right.
What key challenges you'd say have you faced on your journey to success, and how did you overcome them?
Some key challenges that I have faced on my journey to success, like I said, would be just staying focused. As a mom, you have other things that come up. So I would just try to refocus, regain focus. Sometimes you might have to take breaks because of your kids, because of course they come first. But then remaining focused in that, and I want this type of attitude, it can get drained. That's just like I said, with the gym or something like that. Just remaining wanting or seeing a key goal there, because sometimes you might have a list and it might get turned another way. So
Right.
just being focused can be the main struggle there. Life, everybody has life, everybody has kids, everybody has things that could happen. Just regaining the focus is something that I always kind of struggle with. But I had, like I said, a community around me, like, hey, this is what you got in the game to do. You came from this, so this is what you're gonna do. And I always remember where I came from. I'm the
Mm,
little girl from Macon that came from, nothing. You know what I'm saying? To be here today talking to you on this podcast is amazing. I have so many people back home that actually look up to me, and I'm like, I haven't even hit where I needed to go yet, but for them to see me go from where I was to now, it's like amazing, to them,
yeah.
so yeah, yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
that
awesome.
focus, that drive.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm very glad to hear you even say that, because, and that's part of the reason why Fredzo and I started this podcast, because we know there's a lot of folks that are doing this work and not necessarily getting that recognition, and knowing just for allowing folks to have the opportunity to share their story. We know someone out there is listening, is gonna hear it and be motivated by it. Someone who's out there who's maybe thinking about cybersecurity, or they may be doubting themselves, like, oh no. But when they see someone that looks like them or having a similar story, then that gives them the motivation. Say, hey, I see her doing it, I see him doing it. Yeah, I think I could do it too. So no, I think that's great that you have that support system. You have those that look up to you. I think that's great. Don't take that for granted. That's big, because you're what you're doing is impacting them, and it can give them the boost that they need so they can pursue their goals. So just keep doing what you're doing. I think that's great. All right, so big question here: what is your favorite coffee that gets you through the day?
Y'all are finna be so mad at me. Because I've been going to the gym, y'all, and taking better care of myself. I do not do coffee anymore. If I do coffee, it's with a Premier protein shake and, a little caffeine to get me started. I have became like one of those health junkies. I don't even believe in sweeteners anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is my coffee. It's water.
Oh, man.
Pre-workout, that type of thing. I take my pre-workout. Don't tell nobody. I smoke coffee
Yeah.
sometimes in the morning if I just can't get up, but I don't drink coffee anymore. So yeah,
Okay. So are you like more like a tea person, or
more of a tea person. I would say
tea,
like green teas, those
green
type of
tea?
things. Yeah, I'm trying to lose a little bit more. I started at 234. Now I'm at 190. So I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, we got to keep it going. Yeah,
there
we
we
got to keep
go.
it
That's
going.
what's
Yeah.
up. No, that's good. No, like, yeah. So when I started coffee, this was like around in the military. I was doing like the Dunkin' Donuts, like the sweet.
That was my favorite.
I forget what they call it now. the sweet and something, but basically it's like a ton of sugar and like the lattes. It's like 1,000 calories in a cup. So then it just took me a while for me to kind of wean off of that, and then until I just started drinking. Well, I started just reducing the amount of sugar I put in my coffee. I had to like train myself, and then until I just was putting no sugar or anything at all. I'll have like lattes every once in a while as a treat, but for my like daily driver, it's really just a coffee, just black.
Black.
And
I can't do that.
believe me, I was there because I remember when I worked at the VA, my supervisors back then, he would have this tall cup. He always get like the big tall cup of Starbucks, and it was just black. I remember my old supervisor, a work leader, his name was Tom. I was like, Tom, why you drink that black coffee, man? I used to be so disgusted by him, but now I'm doing it. So yeah, I guess it just takes a little while, but yeah, once you cut out all the other stuff out of it, it is much healthier, a healthier version of it. But yeah, but I do understand, like, yeah, tea, or because I'm a gym head myself, so
Right,
I'll
right.
use sometimes I'll do like a double espresso as my pre-workout, and then I have like just I usually throughout the day I have like an americano, but again, like, there's no sugar in anything, just straight coffee. But that's cool. But yeah, and great progress on what you're doing. That's awesome. Keep it going.
It's not easy. Some days I be like, I don't even want to go.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
it's it's
yeah.
a
You
it's a
get those
struggle.
days where you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially like I try to go early in the morning, because if I don't go early in the morning, forget it. So sometimes I wake up and like, oh man, it's a struggle, but it's worth it.
With me, the way my schedule's set up, I have no choice. Once I get the twins to school, it's like very militant, like gym.
Yeah.
Hurry up and get back home, go to work, and then, go pick them up. So I have to get it in the morning now because of my schedule. And I'm like, if I don't get it in today, I'm not gonna go. So come on, Seleana, let's not go
Yeah.
choose the bed this morning. Let's go be
Yeah.
great.
It's very tempting, especially with winter on the horizon. So
It's been
yeah.
very hard. It's been
Yeah.
super hard.
If you could have any superpower to help you in cybersecurity, what would it be and why?
The superpower, and it goes with me being a mom, it's just having eyes everywhere, being able to stop something right before it happens. And I
Yeah.
think that's the mama in me that wants that superpower to be the mama bear, like to protect everybody before. And we can't do that. I know it might be some way possible in the future that I can, but I just want to be able to catch something right before it happens. And that's with my kids. That's just like seeing your kids fall, before
Hmm.
something fails. We always just want to be there. I want to be able to catch everything. But that's gonna be a realistic goal. Maybe I'll be the first to do it. But I know that that's not realistic. Just be that superwoman. Be that mama over everything. Mama bear. Yeah.
And lastly, what are some of your hobbies, your interests, or recreation activities that you enjoy, outside of work?
I read a lot. Like I said, I am a church girl. I love to go to church. Just having that time with God. I think that's what has really pushed me through. Spending time with my girls, doing the cheer thing, that has really been like something that I just love. We're just gonna continue communication, all of that. I read. I said read, but I read a
Yeah.
lot. Like I love to read. Like I love to read. Maybe not some cybersecurity related, novels, just here and there. Spending time with my kids, of course. Gym. Gym is one of the main things. It's like a stress reliever, and just watching movies. I'm into Marvel, those type of
There you
things.
go. There you go.
Akeem has gotten me into Marvel, y'all. We are Marvel fans. Like we love Marvel. Transformers, that's our other jam. We can sit up here and watch the whole thing. Like I think it took us like 2 or 3 days to kind of watch everything in order. And he knew a little bit more than me, and I was a little jealous, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
So I'm a Marvel head as well. So did you see Wolverine Deadpool? the latest movie that came out.
Did we? Yeah, we watched that the first day. We watched
Yeah,
it like 3, 4 times. I think we're like on the fifth time. Wolverine, Deadpool. We're probably like on the sixth time. It's so good. It is really good. And like the
yeah,
ending was just so just motivational. Like it was just amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
What he did for like his family, like it was like just that, that
yeah,
hunger inside. Like I gotta save my people. Like I loved it. Yeah.
yeah. It that movie was it was very good for the fans, I'd say, because it was the first time seeing Wolverine in the authentic Wolverine yellow and blue suit, so like from the comic
Hmm.
book. So I thought that was pretty cool, and you just saw some cameos throughout the movie. I don't want to spoil too much for those who haven't seen it yet, but I don't know why. I should have seen it by now, but
I know.
no, it was a great time. Yeah, I took my kids to go see it, and it was a very good movie.
Yeah. And I think that's why we had to like rewatch it because you'll get on TikTok or on social media and they were like, did you see it? And you're like, man, I missed that part. Let me go back. Let me go see. So that's how we been. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
uh,
good. It
that's
was
awesome.
good. Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the new Captain America movie. I saw
Hmm.
the Red Hulk is going to make an appearance.
Yeah.
That should be good.
I think we talking the king language now. He like, let me know. He like, yeah, we talking about what I know. But me and him are definitely psyched for Captain America. We ready.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Well, Seleana, it's definitely been a pleasure having you on the show, and definitely had a great time speaking with you and sharing this time. And so, before we let you go, if anything you want to share with our listeners,
No, I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I know this is one of many. So y'all,
can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I don't know. Okay.
I don't know what
Hey, at
happened
least
there.
that was one of the only hiccups we had today. So I'm happy
Yeah,
with that.
awesome. Well, but thank you. And thank you for those listening and watching and joining us for another episode of the Cyber Coffee Hour, part of the Alive Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, explore more engaging content in the Alive Podcast Network app. By supporting this podcast and nearly 100 other Black hosted shows, you can enjoy ad-free listening while contributing to a diverse range of voices in the podcasting space. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more insightful conversations with you in our next episode. So until then, keep brewing those ideas and stay curious about cybersecurity. All right, that's it. It's a wrap. We out of here.
Y'all, thank you
Peace.
for having me.